Weekend observations brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories, available for delivery. Dan, he has spent his entire life proving the doubters wrong. And yesterday was no different. In a game that was really a microcosm of his entire career, going 20 of 28 for 236 yards, 1 touchdown, and coming up a couple of doinks short while leading his team to a 28-25 loss. Dan, just like that. And for a record 14th time on Weekend Observations, make no mistake about it, Andy Dalton is back.
Amazing.
The Red Rifle. The Demon Deacons did what the Demon Deacons do. The Deeks. By the way, if you looked up the meaning of 20 of 28 for 236 yards and 1 touchdown in the football dictionary, you would see a picture of a red rifle. I dare you to give me something anywhere in sports more boring to watch than Iowa football. The Hawkeyes, top 5 most boring things to watch in sports.
Wow, this is nice. Okay.
Amazing. Yes.
Iowa football has to be high up there.
Number 5, somehow, the Anaheim Angels.
It's unbelievable.
How is it possible?
It's not possible. It's insulting what you've said there, and yet you're totally right.
Thank you. Number 4, soccer.
Come on.
What do you mean?
Come on.
It's my list. Number 3, Wisconsin basketball.
Or football.
Number 2, Wisconsin football. Number 1, Dano, Iowa. Just anything Iowa. You agree?
Football.
I'm going to put
Iowa football.
The
Not
Bears and
everything.
Texans
Not
are
anything.
on OLI right now. Those are just really difficult teams to watch. Bears,
Historically, though, I mean,
there's just certain games that like I don't want to look at it because stylistically it's going to be bad, and they're all wearing the same colors. That's my experience with all Big Ten.
yeah,
The Jet
AFC.
Steeler game was that for me yesterday.
that was a beauty.
Oh, I just thank God the Jaguars are a little bit more fun to watch this year because the AFC South, someone needs to do something about that.
What do you want him to do?
Put it on the poll.
Do something
That's a
about it.
take. Should the AFC South be investigated because someone needs to do something about that?
Minnesota losing at home to Purdue. Classic PJ Fleck. The Gophers. Always lose. He gets you excited. Little 4-0 start. Everyone's excited at Minnesota. Lose to Purdue. Row the boat. Headline. Lakers Big 3 rolls out new mantra. You get it? Go. I get LeBron and AD, but Pat Beverly too? By the way, won't be a problem for Russell Westbrook. He's been living by that mantra his entire life. Russ,
Yeah.
listen, we might not think Patrick Beverly is part of the Lakers' Big 3, but I assure you, Patrick thinks he
Yes,
is.
He does. Yes.
Pat Bev. Sam Pittman looks like Arkansas. The entire state. He's the perfect coach for that school. He should never leave.
And they should never fire him, no matter how bad of a season he has. He is a flawless coach for Arkansas
He is.
football.
Are you
Really
saying
is.
he looks more like Arkansas than anyone else does, like their regional identity? Are you alleging right now, are you putting him at the top of the list anywhere in sports? Person who looks like the team that he is coaching, the region.
Is it him or Houston Nutt that looks more like
Oh,
Arkansas?
that's a good one.
Is Dana Holgerson Houston?
Where is
Or
that?
was he West
He
Virginia?
was West Virginia.
Yeah,
What,
that's
he was
pretty good.
West
Holgerson
Virginia.
was West Virginia.
Yeah. Big
Paul
win.
Chris was also Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And I thought he'd be there forever.
Very sad to see him go.
I am very sad to see him go.
Are you really, though?
Actually, no. He talked a fair amount of shit.
Is
whenever
that
he
just
beat
Illinois?
the
You
hell out of
lose to
Miami.
Illinois? You used? Is that what happened there? That's it?
Well, it's not just who coaches Illinois, who once also looked like Arkansas. Bielema.
Oh, wow.
I've enjoyed watching Bielema make the
Bielema's still just going
Still
from Power
trying to
5
get
to
there,
Power
yeah.
5,
Bouncing around.
and you can't lose to Bielema.
I
if you're
couldn't.
Chris.
I couldn't believe how big Paul Chris' buyout was. Wisconsin are spending $16.5 million to fire Paul Chryst. I think by the end of the year, there'll probably be about $300 million in buyouts for college football coaches.
Is Alvarez still floating around there? Is he?
Barry Alvarez
He's always lurking. He's going to coach the bowl game no
He's the
matter
coach,
what.
right? He gets the bowl game.
That is incredible. No, but they gave it to Jim Leonard. But Barry Alvarez should still coach the bowl game, so he gets a bonus. Is that a good job, Jess, Wisconsin?
I think so. I mean, their recruiting has been an issue the last few seasons, but they're in a pretty easy division right now that they should be able to win every year.
So that's a good job, especially because of the TV contract. Colorado, we were discussing here. I wanted to think Colorado was a good job because they won a national title when I was younger, but apparently Colorado, very bad job.
In the 90s.
Mel Tucker left because they weren't paying assistants enough money there.
Oh, but Mel Tucker, boy, he benefited with the big contract
Michigan
off of
State,
Walker's
yeah.
back, and now they
Always
don't look
sell
very
high.
good. Woo!
Made all that money just off beating Miami.
Well, it wasn't just that, but I mean,
They need another Kenneth Walker.
not representative data, I would say, the shortened pandemic seasons that Mel Tucker flashed.
Jess, is Wisconsin a good enough job that Urban Meyer would take the job if
I
offered?
was so obsessed with Urban
Well, because he's
Meyer.
getting a job. I'm wondering
Please
where he's
stop.
going to be next.
Just please stop.
Well, that's better than the Nebraska job, Wisconsin, right?
No, I think Nebraska wants to spend money.
Keep an eye on Oklahoma
Hmm.
when it comes to Urban. He's
I like
been
that.
hanging around a lot of those games.
Here come the Horned
Just
Frogs.
hired Brent
Yeah.
Venables.
No, that doesn't mean
That's-
anything.
TCU's good.
Oh, game
I
day.
know they are.
You excited for game day?
You're very excited about that.
Are they going to TCU, Kansas?
I just
Yeah.
wanted to
Oh, let's
shout.
go.
Are
That's
they
a ranked-
really?
Yeah, that's a ranked matchup.
Kansas.
And you saw who was the defensive coordinator for TCU beating Oklahoma. Lincoln Riley's brother.
What I heard was Mike Ryan watching missed field goals from Iowa State because he doesn't believe in Kansas. That's what I heard.
Bet the right side there. You did. Look at me, Kansas. I don't believe in you.
No,
It's
don't.
going to happen. This is impossible and not sustainable.
But who cares? It's Kansas.
I
They're
had the
5-0.
Jayhawks.
Flat track bullies. That's what you are.
I don't know who did it, but at some point somebody put up a billboard in Kansas quoting me, "It's the worst thing I've seen in Division I athletics." Someone put that billboard up in Kansas, the football program, and they fixed it. They're 5-0. They're ranked. Charlie Weiss went from Notre Dame to I'm going to fix it in Kansas. They've been so bad for so long, and now they're good. It's a miracle. It can't be celebrated enough.
It's amazing what happens when you hire a coach who has success in college football.
Isn't that what the buyouts are, though? Isn't that where the $300 million comes from?
No, I'm saying like they hired Charlie Weiss, who did poorly at Notre Dame, Les Miles, who had a whole lot of baggage, and then they finally were like, maybe we should hire someone who's won in the group of 5 and in the lower college football levels. Maybe they'll be able to translate that into winning in our program. And he has been so far.
You know who else is good? The Dukies. Nice little football team.
In the decade of the 2010s, Kansas had 21 football wins.
Say that again.
2 of them were,
In the
were
decade of the-
Texas, I think,
In the
too.
decade of the 2010s, they had 21 football wins.
You can all feel it in the air, though. The ACC Coastal's about to coastal.
Everyone's going to finish the year 4-4.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm starting to start boning up on your 6-way tiebreaker.
Big win for Mike Gundy and them boys. Mason Crosby has been the Packers kicker my entire life. Alabama's backups could win a national championship. A natty. I'm at the point of my marriage where I say stuff just to make sure Abby is listening. You there yet?
No.
You can't be there yet.
No.
Yeah, that'd be a bad sign if you were there yet.
What's an example?
I'm leaving you. That's a dicey one because I'm not certain she cares, to be
And
quite
then
honest with you.
Do you follow
Yeah.
through on that, or?
No,
Well,
just
she's not even hearing him, evidently.
right.
But if she does,
It's a dicey one again because if she hears me, I'm not certain she would care or say anything. I'm putting you on a monthly allowance, perhaps. That would get a reaction, yes.
Monthly allowance.
I mean,
What are you doing?
there's a lot of Zappos boxes outside my door every single day, Dan. You there yet?
No.
You'll be there.
Why would you threaten me with that?
I don't threaten anyone with it. What I do is I just say it just to make sure she's listening. That's all. Just to make sure she's following the conversation.
Why are you threatening me with your marriage?
We all get there, Dan. Dan, What'd I tell you about the Braves? Problem. Big problem.
Is that why you didn't buy in on the Mets all season long? You didn't. Your team is exciting. It's interesting. There's a trumpet player.
Yeah, the trumpet player. Jesus Christ.
They're fun.
Got a wild card series coming up. Who are they going to play? The Padres? The wild card's different this year. The whole thing's a mess. I mean, you lead the division all year. You have it set up perfectly with DeGrom in game 1 against the Braves, Scherzer game 2 against the Braves. You lose all 3.
You know, we for years, two guys have been saying they need to make changes to baseball. They've made too many. I can't keep up. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the rules. I don't know how many teams make it. I don't know the format of the playoffs.
You're right.
There's been too many changes.
How
And
do
next
you
year the
not
bases
know?
are bigger.
You care about this stuff deeply.
There's too many changes.
I think I like this postseason though, with the buys.
Well, you like the teams. There's three wild card teams.
I feel like the buys and having the wild card round now be 2 out of 3 with buys in there, rewards having a really good season. I think that this is the closest they've been to getting it right.
That's a great series, San
Yeah.
Diego and the Mets.
But I also don't really care about the sport anymore, and I'm just giving you an outsider's perspective on, oh, this is something that I might pay attention to depending on the prices that I get on my favorite sports book, DraftKings.
Mets Pods. Here's the beauty of it. Those games are all in New York City, meaning they don't have to travel to San Diego, then back to New York. It's not 1-1-1. It's just best of 3 in New York City. Mets have a chance.
But who are the Phillies playing?
The Phillies play the worst of the division winners.
Oh.
I don't know who that would be. The Cardinals, maybe?
I mean, you the Dodgers are the best of the division winners.
Please
So the
don't ask me
Cardinals are very
open-ended
good.
baseball questions.
Goldschmidt is a Hall of Famer.
He is. He really is. Erling Haaland, Premier League goals record, collision course, also a Hall of Famer. J.J. Watt had a heart procedure done after doctors discovered his heart was colored red, white, and blue.
Isn't that what your heart should be colored?
I don't think so. Red, white, and blue?
I think it should.
I think if there's blue in your heart, there's a problem.
Your blood is blue.
It is?
White is the one. Is there a lot of white in the heart?
White blood cells.
WBCs.
What color do you think your heart should be?
Red.
Just red.
Pumping blood, yes. Like a beet red.
Well, JJ's is certainly red, white, and blue. That is not up for dispute.
Put it on the poll.
Put it up on the poll at Lebatard Show. Is everyone's heart red, white, and blue, or just JJ Watt's?
Georgia, survive in advance. No one fights to get back to 500 better than the Tennessee Titans. I mean, they scrap and claw just to get there.
Put it on the poll,
Yeah.
Guillermo. Does anyone fight to get 500 better and more than the Tennessee Titans? The Titans and the Colts have been playing that game for 10 years.
It's the AFC South, man. Look into it. No one wants to watch those teams play. No one. I thought for sure we were at least done with the Titans this year. Didn't have to worry about them. Now they're back.
Never
I
done.
hate it.
I love it. Congratulations to Kenny Pickett for completing all of his passes in his debut against the Jets. 25% were to the other team. But who's counting? The Jets continue to do the impossible. Winning while infuriating you at the same time is a gift. The R in Emerson Royal stands for red card. Rolled right off the tongue. Can't get sent off in the North London Derby, Dan. Dan, it's never happened before. Ever. Through 4 weeks. Prepare yourself. Every NFL team is still in the mix. How about that? Even the Texans. 0-3-1. Firmly entrenched in the mix. Want to know why? Jags lead that division at 2-2.
Oh, I thought you were going to credit the tie again, which is one of your long-running bits.
Listen, don't sleep on the tie. Okay? It could come back to help them or haunt them. But every team, no one's out of it. It's exciting, isn't it?
It's just ridiculous.
You don't seem excited.
It's why that sport always wins. You cannot explain to me how the end of the Vikings Saints game ends with the double doink. Get out of here.
I'm gonna rule one team out. Carolina Panthers. And I know that they won last week.
You can't do that.
I'm ruling them out.
You can rule the Texans out. You can rule the Texans.
They
out.
had that pesky little tie.
Mike, the Panthers are 1-3. The Bucks are 2-2.
Yeah, I understand.
They're a game back.
I understand.
Right.
I understand.
Brady?
Who can you
Panthers
rule
are
out?
done.
Who can you? I feel like you can rule out the Seahawks too, even though Geno Smith
cannot.
is
No,
out.
no, no,
Don't you dare do that.
He's better than
Watch
Russ.
football?
I mean, if the Rams lose tonight and the Niners win, every team in that division is 2-2.
You know who I'm upset at? The NFL for making me watch the Broncos this much. They have Thursday night football too. That team is so bad to
Against
watch.
the Colts, Mike.
Oh, the
Colts,
AFC South,
Broncos.
go away!
Put it on the poll.
like,
AFC South, go away. Yes or no?
I will aggressively not watch Thursday night football.
Will you aggressively not watch the Broncos?
Broncos, Colts.
Colts. The Colts and the Bears, I think, are the ones that haven't scored anything this season. Just nothing. Those are the worst. Like
Mike whispered to me, he's like, I have to watch it because it's football, and I'm here to tell you, Mike, you don't have to watch it.
You'll watch it.
Don't, no, don't.
You'll
Don't.
watch it.
I
You
think
have
I'm
to-
already leaning one
We're
way
in a
in this
league.
game.
Whitty, we're in a pick league. You're in it now.
Yeah.
You'll watch it.
No, I'm going to put a pick in, and then I will aggressively not watch it.
You should stop talking about the league so much.
put it on the poll at Lebatard Show. Will you aggressively not watch? Colts. It's such a bad game. Such a bad game.
In the mix, though. The New York Giants are the worst 3-1 team in NFL history. Robert Saleh, your team plays sloppy and undisciplined. Keep all the receipts you want, but just know this. I've got my eye on you.
Uh-oh.
I do.
What do you mean?
I'm watching him.
What do you mean?
Dan, undisciplined, sloppy, terrible penalties, bad calls at the end of a half.
Jets have
I mean,
overachieved this year. The Jets,
Yeah.
if I'd given you 2-2 before the season, you would have taken it.
I would have, but I'm just saying, I got my eye on Robert Saleh.
All
Keep
right.
all the receipts you want. They're doing some bad things during these games. They had no business winning that game yesterday. They did it.
Or the one at the Browns.
Yeah.
They didn't have any business winning that one either.
Justin Herbert, do it in the playoffs. It seems like the Lions play that game every week. You can't stop Bailey Zappi. You can only hope to contain him. $7.90 the ticket. Thank you for everything. You lasted 15 years longer than I thought you would have. Hell of a run. Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Dan, those are the weekend observations.